Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and I am JohnAvanti, and I am in a 2024 Nissan Altima SR. Now this is a pretty nice car, and it has a sunroof, it has navigation, power seat, and a lot of nice features, heated seats, and we're gonna go over that. But it drives pretty nice. I'm surprised that I was always upset at Nissan for getting into that CVT transmission. Here's the GPS screen.
Navigate
and
to.
It really wasn't that great of a system.
Canceling voice recognition.
A lot of people were complaining about it. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. Look at the big screen on that. That's what the SR. But then again, the reason why a lot of these companies now are putting these big screens in it because the technology just gets cheaper. So basically, when the technology is new, like with these screens, it costs more money. So as the technology advances or improves, the technology gets cheaper because it's just cheaper to manufacture it, and they have all the machining for it. But look at that big screen, and you could make this into a double screen. I'm not going to go through the whole navigation thing because it's just you can figure it out. It's just like any other car. And this has Bluetooth. This has Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. So you got all the bells and whistles, and built-in GPS, which is great. So you don't have to use your phone. But this may have real-time traffic, and it may not have real-time traffic. I'm not sure. But here's the radio controls. It looks pretty nice. You have that nice wood grain, and the car, to be honest with you, man, it really drives nicely. It feels like it has a typical Nissan suspension, which isn't too bad. It's very nice, very comfortable, handles very well. Now they say they upgraded their CVT transmission to an electronic type CVT, so it's not like the Honda and the Toyota, which it has that first gear. So we'll have to see, And this transmission came out in 2021, so we're gonna go back here and just go over the car. I'll show you the things that I like and the things I don't like. Right now, I definitely like the way it drives. You can buy this car in all-wheel drive. And it's pretty roomy. The steering wheel, it has like a sports steering wheel, which is nice. And this is the steering wheel. Very nice wheel, beautiful. I mean, it has like the sport feel. You have your phone, cruise control, and this is for like safety. There's no controls behind. You have this nice stalk for the headlights, and you have auto headlights, which is great. Look at that. Auto headlights off, so I can put them on. So if I turn it off, it'll get brighter in there, which is better for us. And then here's your windshield wipers. You have automatic windshield wipers. It's not like you could set it to auto. It's automatic, which is really nice. So we're back here. So let's see if we go up and down. So basically that's it. I mean, it gives you the average. So if I hit that, so I'm hitting this stuff. I don't know what that does. I mean, it's just, it's just too complicated to really go through. And I'm just on a test drive, so I don't really have that much time. I gotta bring the car back. But a Bluetooth audio, I guess that's the safety feature, setting, and fuel economy. Oh, so it's in kilometers. That's weird. So did I put it in kilometers? I'm trying to change it. All right, so I mean, we get the idea. This car, it says it gets 36 miles per gallon. I'm sure it gets that, maybe better depending how you drive it. So yeah, here's the Nissan Altima sticker price shock, and here they have it at $33,220. The original sticker price is $30,830, and it says 39 miles per gallon. I'm sure you're gonna get that because these cars, they're really good on gas. I mean, like, I know the Toyota Camry is great on gas, so you're gonna get maybe 40 something with this, as long as you drive around. Now Nissan has, I read an article today that Nissan had told these dealerships to sell cars at a loss. So this dealership knocked up the price, but I'm sure you could come in here and negotiate, maybe get this car for like 28 grand or 20, it depends, you know, how desperate they are to sell the car. So let's take a quick look. Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful car. I mean, this thing is really nice. I mean, I like it. Look at that, you have mud flaps, which a lot of cars you don't get. Mud flaps in the rear, the front. And I would trust a Nissan over like a Hyundai or a Kia because, you know, they're giving you these little tiny engines. This at least, I think it's a 2.7, 2.5 front wheel drive, 188 horsepower. I think it's like a 9-speed CVT, which is very, very peppy, if I might say myself. Nice aggressive headlights. Now, a lot of the manufacturers are doing away with headlights. I mean, fog lights in the front. They're incorporating everything into the headlight, and that's what killed the 996. Was Toyota convinced Porsche to do that in the Boxster and the 911 to save on parts. And that's not why Nissan is doing it, but you can probably buy fog lights and put them in the front there. It's got a really nice grille. I like that big Nissan emblem with the black and white. It's pretty cool. It's smoking from the oil that's coming off. We're gonna take a look at the engine. And I like what Nissan did too. They eliminated a lot of things that are pretty unnecessary and gave you features that you would use more. You know, like dual climate control. So instead of the dual climate control, you got heated seats. So they eliminated that, and you got, and believe me, I'd rather have heated seats than dual climate control. It's a beautiful car. I mean, let's take a look at the trunk. And this is the SV. And, you know, for the SV, you get a lot. Sunroof, navigation, a lot of features that, you know, in other cars that are selling, you're not going to get it like in a Toyota. Toyota, they're going to, for the money you pay for this, you're going to get a lot less. All right, so the trunk doesn't open by itself, but you got this nice spoiler, which is cool. It's very, very designed. And I like the white embossed on the dark gray with the gray. It looks really nice. All right, so that didn't open. All right, let's try again. Oh, there it goes. All right. So there's the trunk. Wow, big trunk. It has a split down folded seats. It doesn't have a ski pass through. And you have this tray here to keep whatever. Okay. And under here, you have a spare tire. Comes with mats, and it's got rear down. Oh, this has the a nice hook. 2 hooks for shopping bags. Okay. And then you just pull that. And yeah, it looks nice. It has the safety for the if you want to lock somebody in the trunk, they could get out. You'd have to break that off. It has dual exhaust. Now, I can never understand why Nissan will put dual exhaust on these cars, because it just makes it more expensive to change the mufflers when they go. But you have like backup sensors and all of that stuff. It's pretty nice. I would definitely consider buying this car. And they're leasing like crazy, but you got to put a lot of money down. So there's the back seat, and then that folds down, and you have all that storage space. You could put storage in there. It's a pretty nice car. You could fit 3 people, I would guess, comfortable in there. You have nice cup holders here. And I'm going to tell you what I don't like about this car real quick. You have passive entry. Nice. Very nice. Passive entry. big, the door opens up very wide, you know, so anybody can get in and out of this car easy. And you have this nice carbon fiber look trim, right? And in the front dashboard, you have this nice wood trim, which is a very nice combination. You know, you have a nice, decent glove compartment. That's fine. And, you know, you have a power seat for the passenger, but here you have a manual seat. It doesn't go up and down. It just goes back and forth, and the back part goes back. And these are the nice, they're not bad looking rims. I mean, they're not too bad. It's very nice, very elegant car. I don't see anybody not liking the look of this car. You know, it's very, very sporty. Power mirrors, you know, it's got folding mirrors. So here's again, the passive entry. Now it's only on the front, so you got to press the button. There you go. Now, you have a power seat. Now, what Nissan did is they finally made the seat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, this is an 8-way power seat. Nissan used to have like 4-way, 6-way. And the one thing I don't like about this car is the seat. The seat, for me, is not comfortable. Now, I don't know why Nissan decided to make the seats smaller. I remember we leased, back in the day, a 2012 Nissan Altima, and it had a big seat, big leather, comfortable seat, and this seat is not comfortable. I don't even like the fabric. The fabric pulls on my pants and pulls my, if you know what I'm saying, and I gotta like adjust everything constantly because the fabric is pulling on my clothing. You know, Nissan should make big seats, you know, design the car around the seat. So basically what they did is when you close the door and you want to adjust the power seat, you have room for your hand to get in there in case you have like big fat hands. Then just, I mean, how often are you going to adjust your seat? If that's the case, I would put the controls like Mercedes does on the door. You know, just find a spot, put it on the door, and be fucking done with it. Stop with these little tiny fucking seats that are uncomfortable as shit. The back part, like if you get in this car with your coat on, you got that bolster, you have to take your coat off because you're not gonna have any room. Just like BMWs, when you buy their sports seats, like they design them for children. You know, if you're a big man and you work out and you go to the gym, you got this wide back, you can't even sit in these cars. I'm sure it's a safe car, you know, because the small overlap impact test really made these cars safe and roadworthy. So I wouldn't be afraid of, you know, like getting hurt in an accident. I think a lot of these cars are safe today. So here you have, this is that one button, steering assist off, the one to the far left. Then you have the trunk open, trip reset. You know, here's your fuel gauge. So you're gonna open that every time. I don't know why they put it there. To open the fuel, you gotta reach down. That's stupid. They should have just put it in that button. You know. So they still have the old style. What do you call it? Fuel cap, where a lot of cars don't have that anymore. So that probably costs more money. So which is smart. I mean, I agree with Nissan. They said, "Fuck that. We'll just put in the older stuff and give them something better, right? Like a sunroof." You know, where maybe a little bit of that and a little bit of this was able for Nissan to afford a sunroof at a reasonable price. So here's, you know, here you have a nice cup holder, which you could easily put a nice cup in there, let's see, or a bottle. Yeah, perfect. You know, you could put a bigger bottle in there. You have, you know, storage, and I like the way they did when you close the door, that handle, that you could put stuff in there, like Mercedes. In order to save money, they make it go all the way through and you can't put nothing in it. You know what I mean? So this, at least here you have, you know, you could put your keys in there, you could put whatever, you know, candy, you know, lighter, whatever you want to put in there. And you have power windows and locks, power mirrors, which is great. So taking a look at the front of the car, you have that big screen. Man, that's a nice screen. I mean, I'm sitting in the back and I'm looking at it. That thing is ginormous, right? The steering wheel is awesome. I mean, that is a very nice steering wheel. This is a beautiful car. You have phone charging that charges the phone pretty well. Now, I had my phone on and then it turned off. I don't know why, so I had to like lift it up and slam it down and then it turned back on. But you do have two USB, one Type-C, and a plug-in charging. And there's the charger. It has the auto. It has the start stop right there, which is nice and black. It has a nice shifter. You have auto park or auto hold, and the parking brake is right there. Nice cup holders, two of them. So you have enough room for a cup holder. I mean, I would have rather more. I mean, you can see they have room here. They could have utilized that space for something else because there's plenty of room on the bottom, as you can see, to run wires. You know, sitting in the back is pretty roomy. I mean, they have enough leg room. I mean, these guys with leg room and all of this bullshit. There's plenty of room in this car. You know, if anybody says there's not enough leg room, there's plenty of room back here. I mean, this seat is this seat here, the passenger seat is all the way back, and I've got plenty of leg room. As you can see, I'm pretty comfortable. It even has an armrest. I mean, look at that. You have a nice armrest right here. Apple CarPlay, and you can just use your phone to navigate, or you're going to use the GPS. Sometimes it's just easier to use your phone. That's why a lot of manufacturers don't put it in. But this is a really nice car. You know, you have side impact airbags over here. There you have side impact airbags. I'm not sure in the rear. I don't see any airbags. You have a big woofer back there. So this must have a very nice sound system because there's speakers in all the doors and there's a big woofer. So that makes it sound good. So you can see right from back here. I mean, this is a very well-planned, well-designed car, and I think Nissan did a really nice job. Here's the controls for the sunroof. Pretty nice. LED lighting. So let's take a look at the engine real quick. Yeah, so here's the Nissan 2.5 liter engine. That's a pretty big motor. I would say so myself. It's pretty big. You know, here's your, everything is a lot of plastic. Here's your plastic intake. You know, I don't know what this is, but here's your air filter. There's your battery right there. I guess there's more weight on this side now because the driver and the battery's here, but that, you know, it is what it is. There's your alternator. And again, you know, this has a brand new CVT electronic shift control. So hopefully this transmission can go 300,000 miles. You know, like a regular transmission. But it is peppy. I mean, it is pretty peppy. Here's a motor mount right there. And basically with these cars, as long as you take it easy with them, they're gonna last a long time. And we'll see if the taxis start buying Nissans, that means they're good. But you always see them driving Camrys. You have the padded hood here to make the car more quiet. And what you notice what Nissan did in this car is they eliminated the beauty cover. Now, one reason why they eliminated the beauty cover is because these lines here, it looks like the air conditioning lines or whatever these are for the ventilation and all of that shit for the direct injection, because you know Nissan doesn't have like the Toyota, the Ford DS fuel injection that has port and direct injection fuel injectors. Nissan just has direct injection. So maybe this whole configuration here is to try and eliminate carbon buildup, which leads to engine failure, like the Hyundais and many cars, like Mercedes. You know, like their cars have engine failure because of carbon buildup, where Toyota has not experienced that. Except for, I think the IS250 that came with the direct injection, that car had miserable carbon buildup, and the cars just ran like shit unless you had either you blew up the engine or you had the the intake valves cleaned out. But, you know, I've never heard Nissans failing over carbon buildup. I can't understand why Nissan decided to put a 9-speed conventional transmission in the Nissan Pathfinder front-wheel drive, but not in the Nissans. I would have thought that they would have just fucking dropped it and just went back and put that 9-speed transmission that's in the Pathfinder and throw it in here, and this would have been probably a forever car, because Nissans will go. You know, the engines are well made. And it's pretty quiet. I mean, you can barely even hear the engine. It still has a very heavy hood, as a lot of cars like Toyotas. And, you know, they're not going with aluminum hoods. They're not trying to shed weight. They probably could have got a little more fuel economy if they put an aluminum hood. My Silverado has an aluminum hood, and I can get 24, 25 miles per gallon. It has an aluminum tailgate, and there's probably more aluminum body parts on it that lighten the load on the car. And I can lift that hood with ease. This hood is heavy. You can work out with that hood. That was like my old Tacoma, which had that heavy ass hood. I mean, that thing weighed a ton. So why Nissan? Maybe on the new one they're gonna put an aluminum hood. Okay, the fender's a lightweight no matter what, and the trunk, you know. So in order to get good fuel economy, shed weight. Yeah, so far, you know, I'm happy. The only thing, like I said, that I don't like about this car is the seat. And maybe that's one thing that would prevent me from buying this car. I noticed that this car doesn't have paddle shifters. Okay, now that's good because nobody uses paddle shifters. You know, I'd rather have GPS than paddle shifters. So Nissan did a good thing. You know, they eliminated the bullshit, especially like I said before, dual climate control. You don't need that. They eliminated paddle shifters. So basically it's like old school. You know, you want to climb a hill, you're towing, boom, you put it in low. That's it. Low. And you drive and you put it in drive. And that's basically all you need to do to drive the car. And very good Nissan for doing that. So like I had a Subaru Legacy with paddle shifters. I never used it. I had a couple of cars with paddle shifters, never used them. So Nissan was smart to say, you know what, we're putting these paddle shifters in these cars and they don't even use them. So we're gonna make a quick U, and let's see the turning radius real quick. Yeah, it's pretty good. Look at that. It's pretty good turning radius, so you could make
point of interest. Please say the place name.
Cancel. What's in here? The temperature. I didn't mention that. You have the time and the temperature right in the dashboard, which is great. I got to bring this car back. They're probably thinking I stole it. But, you know, I tell you one thing, man. This car has a lot of pep. You know, for being a CVT that I can't stand, this car's pretty good. You know, and I could feel, again, like it pulled my pants all the way up. I got a wedgie from, I think, this fabric. You know, it doesn't like give you like move the room around freely. And windshield's a little dirty. So yeah, well, I'm in slow traffic. But 39 miles per gallon highway, I'm sure this is gonna do it. You know, with the CVT transmission, like it wants me to use navigation. So we're gonna go quick on the highway.
Canceling voice recognition.
I'm getting beeped at. Yeah, so it's pretty much let's see how acceleration is. Yeah, I mean, it's downshifts. You know, the motors, it's there. The power's there. The power band. It didn't take long. This is not a hot rod, a race car, but but you could do easily, you know, 90 miles per hour, no problem. You know, this car's still got a brake in. It definitely drives different than a Toyota. I mean, I gotta say. You know, my friend has the Nissan, the Toyota Camry 2019, and it's a definitely different ride. Toyota's coming out with the new ones, but they're all gonna be hybrid. And they're probably gonna cost the same as this. So would you wait and get a hybrid and get 50, 54, maybe 55 miles per gallon. I would say that's smart. It's got a little wheel vibration in the front. I don't know what that's from, but this car's easy to drive. Very easy to drive. I mean, I don't think anybody's gonna have a hard time, maneuvering this car, driving it, handling it. I mean, it's just, it's a Nissan. And I would not say don't buy this car. I would just be hesitant to buy it because of this. I just don't like the seat. I just don't like the seat. I don't know why they put in these. They think that, people are not going to care about a seat when in reality, people have big asses in America. Give me a big seat. This is like a little tiny Mercedes seat. Like you buy a C-Class, they give you this tiny fucking seat in like a $70,000 car. You get this little seat. How do people even sit in it? I mean, like I said, like acceleration-wise, out of first gear, it's pretty quick. It moves no problem. Driving in the city, it's fine. Once you break this car in, it's gonna be a lot faster than what it is now. So here's the turning radius again. Yeah, turns pretty good. Turns on a dime. So for a city car, this is great. The only thing this car doesn't have is auto start stop. No auto start stop. Because you know what? Nissan figured, fuck, the car gets good enough fuel economy. Why should we put in auto start stop, which is just something to go wrong? And Nissan can't afford for shit to break. I keep hitting the
navigate to go back. Please say or select a command.
Cancel.
Canceling voice recognition.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So they're trying to keep the car simple, eliminating shit that can break, eliminating idiotic features like dual climate control and adding features that people really need, like heated seats. There's no heated steering wheel. It's got a plain Jane mirror. You just hit the button and then it goes darker for at nighttime so you don't get blinded. You do have lighted mirrors, passenger and driver. It's got an SOS button, shit on a shingle. Right? I mean, it is a very nice car. I think this is a very well equipped car. For $33,000, I mean, you can go out and buy used, BMW, Mercedes, you know what I mean? But they're going to break down. You're going to be shit out of luck, SOL, because those cars are just not going to hold up like this car. So if you paid $33,000 for this car and you were commuting 110, 120 miles a day, right? You would get great gas mileage, use regular gasoline, and probably put 300,000 miles on it with no problems. And then, let's say at 350,000 miles the engine blows, you could probably get one of these engines at the junkyard for $2,500 and keep driving it, But right now, like, you can lease these cars really cheap, but you got to put like $7,500 down. Like, what the fuck? Nobody's letting me go. Yeah, I mean, it's got a little oomphy in it. I wouldn't say it's a little Nissan Sentra. Yeah, the ride on the highway with this car is pretty nice. I mean, I'm enjoying the ride. I'm kind of getting used to the seat. I mean, it is small. Like, if I gain weight, let's say I put on 50 pounds, I'm probably not going to fit in the seat. It's going to be too narrow for me. My ass is going to hang over the sides, and I'm not going to be happy. And that's pretty much how narrow it is, because I'm only like 200 pounds, and I don't have a fat ass. So if anybody has a fat ass, they're not going to really like this car. And that's what car manufacturers should think about mostly is the seat. You know, make the most comfortable seat. Because like they say, first impression, you sit in the car, you're like, wow, this thing is great. They're gonna buy it just for the seat because it's comfortable. I mean, I really can't see the fuel economy I'm getting because we're doing a lot of city driving. I'm averaging 9.5 kilometers. You know, it's not alarming pickup. You know, like you had a turbo, but you can't get this car in a turbo. I don't think there's any more V6 in Nissan.
Please say or select a command.
Cancel. I keep touching something.
Canceling voice recognition.
But 248 horsepower in this car would probably feel fast. So right now, Nissan knows that they just need to sell reliable cars to get back their reputation from selling shit boxes with shitty transmissions but comfortable seats. But now they have a better powertrain and not comfortable seats. You know, but this car handles very nicely, I gotta say. I mean, it does handle pretty nicely. You have decent leg room. It's not the greatest seat. It's a really shitty seat. It's small, even under my thighs. I gotta say, it goes way back under my thighs. And what that's gonna do is gonna give you road fatigue, and you're gonna get like your thighs pinched off. But if you're short, petite, and small, this is perfect. You know, if you're a big guy, a big girl, I don't know. But it's got a nice, smooth ride, acceleration. It's pretty nice. I'm climbing a hill, and it downshifted pretty nicely. You know, and it's going, man. It's pretty powerful. It's got good pickup. They should have made it 190 horsepower. Come on, Nissan. You know, this has the same power as an Accord, a base Accord with a turbo. Don't buy that car. A Legacy, the Mazda. But they're all naturally aspirated except that stupid Accord that they all got turbos. They do that just to sell parts. They're not doing that to help you out. So I'm back at the dealership. I'm here at Nissan, Route 22 in Hillside. And if you guys want to buy Nissan, come here. They got, look at all these fucking cars, man. They got 1,000 cars. Because Nissan can't sell cars. Because of their stupid CVT transmission. And they insist on continuing with it. But anyway, this is JohnAvanti. And there's my truck that I love so dearly. And I want to wish you guys a happy birthday, a blessed day. Peace out. And thanks for watching the video.
Canceling voice recognition.
You know, hit the subscribe button, and see you guys again on the next video.